God. Yeah, you're catching.
Okay, so I have called our wayward band together so I can talk about the Angry Birds. See, I work at Target, and so I'm able to observe what I'm about to talk to you about.
Yep.
See, I'm irritated at Angry Birds just because of what it stands for, what it represents. See, I'm playing a game called Chronotron, and it's actually a really fantastic game. It's hard to talk about it while I'm playing it.
Sure it is.
Anyways, I'm just saying that Angry Birds just really irritates me because it's nothing more than a flash game. And there are websites, dozens of websites, like Congregate and Newgrounds, that are dedicated to these flash games for free, and people who are just doing this for fun. And so here we are on Congregate, and I'm like, this is a great game. Why isn't it getting a massive amount of recognition that Angry Birds is? I mean, like, Angry Birds is a game that I'm sure is, there are hundreds of games on Newgrounds that are the same as it, and at least as good as it.
But it's like Angry Birds for free too.
Haha. But I mean, now Angry Birds has just so much popularity that it is a name of a piece of merchandise, and we have it. I mean, because I work at Target, so I've sold a lot of it. We have pillows, we have stuffed animals, we have board games, freaking board games of it.
It's getting a TV show.
What? Not serious?
Games
Yeah,
on
it's
the
getting a Nickelodeon show.
games. On the
I think they
3DS.
ordered 52 episodes of it.
Speakers
you can
and
buy-
earbuds themed on the
You
Angry
can buy
Birds.
analog Angry Birds so you can play with an actual system.
Soap dispensers.
Are these like actual things you're just signing up with?
No, I everything that I
They're all
listed,
real.
I have to
Look at all that stuff.
Well, it's so
American Cable.
like, what? Does it just have like the words Angry Birds written on the side, or is it like?
No, I mean like it's a soap dispenser shaped like the red one.
Oh, okay.
It's a toy.
Where does like the soap come out?
You are a toy.
Out of the top. Don't worry.
Basically, Angry Birds is a franchise. Now, it's a franchise.
But the game itself is no good.
Well, the problem is that Angry Birds has gone on to make millions and millions of dollars and become a franchise, whereas all these other games, like the one he's playing right now, are just online for free. The same amount of work has been put into them, but they're not getting any recognition, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you could see dolls of the character on Chronotron, couldn't you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Look,
Anything could be a toy.
it's an adorable robot. See, look at him. Look to his eyes.
Well,
Big
as cool as this game is, and as adorable as this robot is, I don't think there's like a huge marketing thing behind Chronotron.
Yeah, well, of course not. It's a game that some kid or some dude in a basement made up.
Yeah, so maybe he should have made like Chronotron advertisements.
For a free game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what the argument for Birds, though, is that it came out at the right place at the right time, correct?
Yep.
Whoever was just explaining that, please explain it again.
Alright.
I don't think it was you.
I know, but
You said it really well.
Was it me? Oh, well, I just said that, like, Angry Birds was just hit the right time where, like, iPhones started to become big and the iPad was going to become big, and Angry Birds was just, like, the perfect game that you can play, like, in a matter of seconds and on, like, a cell phone, essentially. So you're always going to have it on you, and, everyone's going to have a spot where they have, like, 5 seconds they can spare. And so if you're interested in, like, actual video games, games like this Chronotron game, which it seems like it's been a lot of thought's been put into it. Some guy, he loves himself a bit of Braid, and he's like just outright stolen that one level of Braid where you have like your shadow following you, but it's cool. He's adapted, makes a unique level of paradox there. That's probably not supposed to happen.
I did that on purpose because I'm sure someone watching was curious. Oh wait.
Sure. Altering the past may cause the paradox. What? That's weird. Anyway, what was I saying?
That paradox totally threw me.
Professional.
Don't have it.
You created a paradox.
Us professional never.
You're talking about how this is like an actual game.
Oh yeah. So it's
Right.
an actual game made for like actual video gamers, and the kind of people who go congregate or newgrounds to play, take time out of their lives to play video games. They're not, the general smelly masses who are going to be buying iPhones and then need
Smelly.
something to entertain themselves on the bus.
Right.
And like once you have that idea, once you have the idea that someone like £5 or something, like it's tedious bullshit. But for the most part, everything is so cheap. So regardless of whether a game is good or bad, it's always going to be super cheap. So when you hit, like you get, Angry Birds is pretty good, and it's like 60p. And then it just develops, and then people that are buying Angry Birds just because it's Angry Birds, not even because it's any good. And then you reach the point where, someone sort of cottoned on this Angry Birds thing. As a video game, it might not be the most well-developed thing, but who cares? It's a hot brand. So push it out and dispense some soap on that son of a bitch.
Trust me, everyone should play this game. It's lagging probably just because I'm streaming at the same time.
Is this like secretly a advertisement for Chronotron?
Yes, he's being paid.
Secretly
Being paid the big bucks.
But I mean, like,
Have you played, right?
it's just that it's lagging right now, and I usually don't get this much lag as I'm playing it.
So if you haven't played Braid, you need to check it out. This thing's giving seriously heavy Braid vibes.
Yeah. But I don't think
game.
Braid was
I
the
don't know
first
when
game
Braid
to
came out,
include like time duty platforming.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know when Braid came out, but this game came out quite a few years ago, so
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was before Braid, but it might have been.
Sure. Well, Braid has loads of it's got 5 different stages, I think, and each one is like a different sort of idea, and it just does them really well. Unlike
came
Angry
out
Birds, which has no ideas and does none of them.
Well, the thing with Angry Birds is you already mentioned it appeals to a wider market, and there was a lot of luck involved. Yeah, you compared it earlier to Super Mario Brothers. It's kind of the same thing. Like, it came out at a time when, something for that particular market was going to hit big, and Angry Birds just happened to be the lucky one. And it took off from there. It could have been anything on the iPhone, really, but Angry Birds just got lucky. I don't know. It's hard to explain how some things get popular and how some things don't. And
Yeah, the thing is, there's always going to be something that's bafflingly popular. That is always, there's always going to be people who come out and say, oh, this doesn't deserve to be popular. This
like Justin
does.
Bieber.
You always have, there's always going to be Justin Bieber and Twilight and Naruto, and they always, there's not a lot you could do about that. You can fight and say, you should be playing this game because it's better, or you should be reading this book because it's better. But
That's not going to make a difference.
yeah,
You caused genocide.
Not,
Twilight
Said-
genocide.
that you're an idiot. But I mean, you just you're just not in that group of people who needs a game to play on the toilet or in the dentist's office.
Just so everyone knows, Chronotron came out in May of 2008, and Braid came out in August of 2008. So Chronotron came out first.
Yeah, but what have they done with it? Like, I haven't heard of Chronotron before now. Like, is it just
game.
Or the guy could have put some effort in. Sure, he puts the game out, spread the word, get people talking. Maybe, Kickstarter wasn't around back in 2000, but work hard, get your name around it, and maybe then someone will think, oh wow, I wouldn't like to see a doll of, the little robot. And then,
Yeah, Angry Birds is on like every fucking game system magical.
you
You
can't
could
like,
probably get Angry
Hold
Birds
on.
for fucking Commodore 64 if you wanted to.
Hold on. Wikipedia says that the member has made nearly 15,000 in profits for Chronotron. It's cited too. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's how you
well,
know it's legit.
Compare that to how many million for Angry Birds.
I know. I'm saying that they still made money off of it.
sure. But I think it's just getting, like the Angry Birds name, the Angry Birds brand, just, exploded.
I feel like with Angry Birds, it's also like it's a simple name, Angry Birds, like two simple words that anybody can understand. Oh, these birds are angry, right? And it's got simplistic graphics.
Yeah.
And it's simplistic gameplay.
Yeah.
A lot of people, including myself, like to compare it to Pac-Man. Like, think back to, obviously, most of us weren't around at that time. In fact, I'm pretty sure none of us were. But think back to, like, 1980 when Pac-Man first hit the scene, and it exploded. Everybody loved Pac-Man. There was a fucking song about Pac-Man.
Pac-Man Fever.
All right.
He had a TV show.
Yeah, he had a TV show and everything, and it was just, the game was so simple, it was easy to play, the character was instantly recognizable, everybody had heard of it, everybody had gone to an arcade and seen it, and it just, nobody knows why Pac-Man took off the way it did. Pac-Man and Angry Birds are kind of the same thing,
It's easy to understand, too. Like, you don't have to sit somebody down and say, to throw a batarang, press the LT button. And if you're going to try to, rewind time, you have to hold down this button. And to shoot a grenade egg, press R 3 times to switch to grenade eggs. And then hold down Z and press C up to shoot it. Like, you just pull on the fucking slingshot and destroy them. So Grandma and, Baby Junior can sit down and play and have fun with it. So.
Andy Jr.
The simplicity factor to it, I think, is significant.
Yeah.
Breaking into that mass appeal,
Especially in, I don't want to sort of, because obviously Pac-Man, exploded in a much a similar way, but for the time, when, a lot of games were like a blip
in space.
Space shooter, Pac-Man was something new, revolutionary, where Angry Birds really, really isn't. But still, it somehow managed to sort of become the anti-innovation in a way.
Well, a lot of the success to do with that, and the fact that it's it's a very simplistic game, is the fact that it's on an iPhone. Everybody owns an iPhone. Everybody's gonna play it. Everybody and their mother has a phone, so it's easy to understand that a game like Angry Birds would take off, because it's not something that's meant to be played on your PS3. It's a game designed specifically for the iPhone and to appeal to a mass market, and it did just that. And like Rick already said, a lot of that has to do with the simplicity. The name has everything to do with it. The characters are marketable, and I think another big part of why it took off a lot is because there are free demos of every single one that comes out to play. People download the free demo, people play it, and then they like it, so they spend the $2 to download it.
I want to make mention real quick that Rovio, the company behind Angry Birds, they're douchebags.
Douchebags.
Yeah. They recently, they sent a sweater to the people whose idea they pretty much ripped off of as a gift. Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks for the millions. Here's a shirt.
Yeah, pretty much. And they've done plenty of other asshole shit before too. So.
Sure.
We haven't really made any.
Why would they need
Other than Angry Birds? Why would they?
it on the Angry Birds?
Yeah,
Angry
right.
Birds.
Cash cow until it's dry.
Angry Birds Space. I think I read somewhere it sold over what? It recently sold over 500 million or something like that, in sales or something. Angry Birds Space. That's the newest one. Why make something new when you could just keep making money off the Angry Birds?
Well, I'm just saying, if they were a video game company, that wanted create good experiences for the general public, then they would have. But they haven't.
50 million. Million seem like a lot. 50 million in its first 35 days on sale.
Oh my god.
It's the fastest selling mobile game yet. Angry Birds Space. So there you go.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Dispense that soap.
And it's just it's just something I'm gonna have to live with. I can complain about it all I want, but it's
Well, it's like if you worked in a fucking music store and you're like, oh man, I go listen to fucking Justin Bieber on the radio all day. Well, yeah, like that shit's popular. It might not be for you, but it's for somebody and they're buying it. So
yeah. Who cares? If you don't like it, ignore it. Like. You don't have to go around hating on it and everything. Just ignore it. It's not for you. And like, you're complaining about like this game and a lot of other like free games getting ignored, but that happens with regular video games too. Like for every Call of Duty, there's an Okami. So like, games are getting ignored regardless. It just there's big hitters and there's not. That's just everything. That's just the way life is.
And for every modern warfare, there's a ghost trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Mentioned Call of Duty, but okay.
Yeah.
I said Modern Warfare.
There
Oh wait,
we go.
that
But that's
is Call of Duty. That is Call of Duty. Never mind.
Black Ops.
For every world at war. I've run out of Call of Duty.
So have they.
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll have another.
No sweat.
You went there.
Game over.
For every first-person shooter. There, we're done.
Second person. A second person? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I can't even like think of another like popular iPhone game that isn't Angry Birds.
Cut the rope.
I'll cut the rope. Yeah, that Plants vs Zombies.
Oh, what you have to burn the rope. Maybe I'll play that one next.
It's probably exactly the same game.
You have to burn the rope.
But yeah, it's a casual game, and like
Casual gamer. If you're not a
Yeah,
casual
for-
gamer, that shit ain't for you now.
and you just gotta like deal with it. There's a market for it, so people are gonna make games for it.
Yeah.
Personally, I think eventually Angry Birds will burn out. Like look at Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
Like
I was
mass-produced.
thinking the same thing.
Right.
when you mass produce like so many games of like a certain brand, like within a year, people get burned out on. How many fucking like ways can you arrange a bunch of pigs?
That's Rovio.
Well, they ran out of ways on Earth, so they had to move to space.
Angry Birds in space.
Probably not gonna be the same game with the exact same gameplay. Right?
Well, they could have fucked up thing. That might be.
I'm sure they've added some sort of gimmick like that, but I mean, what bother? It's the same game. I'm not spending any money on that.
Every gaming console has their heavy hitter, okay? And
Yeah.
Angry Birds is the iPhones. That's
Well-
all there is to it. And the reason it's sold so much is because everybody owns an iPhone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say every console has its heavy hitter.
Well,
Can you identify the Apple Bandai Pippin's heavy hitter?
I can't even identify an Apple Bandai Pippin. You put it in a lineup, I wouldn't know which one was which.
Look at all the flies circling around.
The Wonder Swan colors.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Cool.
I think we've about covered it.
Yeah.
So let's just keep playing Chronotron.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that. Focus on the game we're playing.
Yeah.
I would continue Chronotron.
I'm gonna have to game over.
Robotron.
Yeah,
about
look at that
Robotron.
synergy I've got with my past self.
Oh yeah.
Synchronized walking.
Sure.
It's not a sport in like Japan.
Everything's sport in Japan.
Everything is.
Oh god, this
Thank you,
level.
man.
This level's gonna be hard with my lag.
So wait, are we still talking about Angry Birds?
Angry Birds box.
I don't
We're
think there's anything to say about Angry Birds.
We're done.
What Angry Birds?
What's next?
Boys.
Angry Birds.
Weeds.
Like the little 3-year-old that my mom babysits plays Angry Birds on her phone all the time, and he says Angry Birds. I want to play Angry Birds.
Whoops.
Adorable.
That's adorable.
It is adorable.
Let's try that again.